Why tetanus is a horror movie disease. You step on a nail in your backyard. It's rusty, old, sticking up from a board buried in the grass. It punches straight through your shoe and into your foot. You pull it out, it bleeds a little, you clean it, put a band-aid on it, you think about going to get a tetanus shot, but you're busy. It's just a puncture wound. It'll heal. A week later, your jaw feels stiff, not painful, just tight, like you slept wrong. You massage it, you stretch it. It doesn't help. The next day, it's worse. You can't open your mouth all the way. Your teeth are clenched. You try to eat and you can't bite down properly. You can barely get a fork between your teeth. But it doesn't get better. Your jaw locks completely. Your teeth are clamped shut so tightly you can't pry them apart with your hands. Your facial muscles are rigid, frozen. Your lips are pulled back in a grotesque grin that you can't control. You look like you're smiling. But you're terrified because now your neck is stiffening, your back is arching, your muscles are contracting so hard you can hear them creaking, and then the spasms start. Your entire body locks up. Every muscle contracts at once. Your back bends backwards so violently you think your spine is gonna snap. Your arms pull in tight against your chest, your legs go rigid, you can't breathe. Your chest muscles are seizing, you're suffocating, and you're completely conscious, completely aware, feeling every second of it. The spasm lasts 30 seconds, maybe a minute, then your muscles release and you collapse, gasping, drenched in sweat. You have maybe 2 minutes to catch your breath before the next one hits. This will continue for weeks. Your body will contract so hard, so repeatedly, that your muscles will tear, your bones will fracture, your spine will compress, and there's nothing medicine can do to stop it. Because you have tetanus, and the bacteria that causes it produces a toxin that hijacks your nervous system and forces every muscle in your body to contract at maximum intensity until you die from exhaustion, suffocation, or your own body breaking itself apart. The nail that caused this? You forgot about it days ago. Tetanus doesn't start where you'd expect. It starts in dirt, in soil, in rust, on surfaces contaminated with animal feces. The bacteria Clostridium tetani exists everywhere, in the ground, on metal, on wood. It's one of the most common bacteria on the planet, and it's completely harmless until it gets inside you. Tetanus bacteria are anaerobic. They can't survive in the presence of oxygen. So, as long as they're on the surface of your skin, exposed to air, they're dormant. But when you step on a nail, when something sharp and dirty punctures your skin and drives those bacteria deep into your tissue, they're suddenly in an oxygen-deprived environment. A deep wound, a puncture, a closed space where air can't reach, and that's when they activate. They start multiplying, producing spores, releasing toxins, and the toxin they produce, tetanospasmin, is one of the most potent biological toxins known to science. It takes an unimaginably tiny amount to kill you. We're talking nanograms. A few billionths of a gram. And it doesn't kill you by poisoning your organs or stopping your heart. It kills you by turning your nervous system against itself. Here's how your muscles are supposed to work. Your brain sends a signal down your spinal cord to a motor neuron. The motor neuron releases a chemical that tells your muscle to contract. But your body also has inhibitory neurons. Their job is to release chemicals that tell your muscles to relax, to stop contracting, to release tension. This balance, contraction, and relaxation is what allows you to move smoothly, to control your strength, to not rip your own muscles apart every time you flex. Tetanus toxin destroys that balance. It travels through your bloodstream until it reaches your nervous system, then it locks onto your inhibitory neurons, the ones that tell your muscles to relax, and it shuts them down permanently. It cleaves specific proteins that allow those neurons to release their calming signals. Once those proteins are cut, they can't be repaired. The neurons are dead, silenced. Now you only have contraction signals, no relaxation signals. Your muscles receive a constant command to contract, and there's nothing telling them to stop. So they don't stop, they contract harder and harder and harder until they're contracting at maximum capacity. All of them at the same time. Your jaw muscles clamp down with thousands of pounds of force. Your back muscles pull so hard your spine arches backward until your body is bent like a bow. This is called opisthotonos. Your head and heels are the only parts of your body touching the bed. Everything else is suspended in the air, held up by the sheer force of your muscles contracting against each other. You're not doing this. You can't control it. You can't stop it. Your nervous system is sending signals your muscles can't ignore, and there's no off switch anymore. The spasms are triggered by everything. A loud noise, a bright light, a touch, a draft of air across your skin. Anything that stimulates your nervous system causes your muscles to seize. During a spasm, you can't breathe. Your chest muscles are locked. Your diaphragm is rigid. Your airway is closed. You're suffocating. Fully conscious, fully aware, your heart is racing. Your blood pressure is spiking. Your body is flooding with adrenaline because it thinks you're in life-threatening danger. You are in life-threatening danger. But the danger is coming from inside your own body. The spasm lasts 30 seconds, a minute, sometimes longer. Then it releases. Your muscles go limp, you gasp for air, your body is shaking, drenched in sweat, every muscle is screaming in pain. And you absolutely know that another spasm is coming. Maybe in 2 minutes, maybe in 5. You don't know when, you just know it's inevitable. You can't eat, your jaw is locked shut. You can't drink, you can't speak, you can barely breathe between spasms. And this continues for days, for weeks. There's a reason tetanus used to be called lockjaw. The first muscles it affects are the ones in your face and jaw. Your jaw locks in a clenched position. Your facial muscles pull your lips back into what looks like a smile, a rigid, horrifying grin. It's called rhisis sardonicus, the sardonic smile. You're not smiling, you're in agony, but your face is frozen in this grotesque expression and you can't change it. People who saw tetanus patients in the days before modern medicine thought they looked like they were grinning at death. They weren't grinning, they were trapped. Your back arches so severely that people in the 1800s documented cases where patients' spines fractured under the force of their own muscle contractions. Your muscles are strong, much stronger than you realize. You never use them at full capacity because your brain limits how hard they can contract. It's a safety mechanism to protect your tendons, your joints, your bones. But tetanus removes that limiter. Your muscles contract at maximum force, and they don't stop. Tendons tear away from bones, muscles rip, vertebrae compress and fracture. You're being destroyed by your own strength. Here's the nightmare part. You're awake for all of it. Tetanus doesn't affect your consciousness. It doesn't dull your senses. It doesn't make you delirious. You're completely lucid, completely aware, feeling every muscle fiber tearing, every bone cracking, every second of suffocation during a spasm. You can't speak because your jaw is locked, but you're screaming inside your own head. And the medical team can't give you enough sedation to knock you out because your respiratory muscles are already compromised. Too much sedation and you stop breathing entirely, so they have to keep you awake, aware, experiencing everything. In modern hospitals, if your tetanus is severe enough, they'll put you in a medically induced coma and put you on a ventilator, paralyze your muscles with drugs, keep you unconscious for weeks while the toxin slowly clears from your system. Because the toxin doesn't go away quickly. It's bound to your neurons, blocking your inhibitory signals, and it stays there until your body can grow new neurons to replace the damaged ones. That takes weeks, sometimes months. Even with modern medical care, even in the best hospitals, tetanus still has a mortality rate of 10 to 20%. In places without access to intensive care, the mortality rate is over 50%. You die from exhaustion, from your muscles breaking your own bones, from suffocating during a spasm, from your heart giving out under the constant strain. The cruelest part of tetanus is how preventable it is. There's a vaccine. It's been around since the 1940 seconds. It's cheap, it's safe, it's incredibly effective. One shot every 10 years. That's it. That's the entire prevention. The vaccine teaches your immune system to recognize tetanus toxin, So if the bacteria ever gets into your body, your immune system neutralizes the toxin before it can reach your nervous system. You never develop symptoms. You never get sick. You never experience lockjaw or spasms or any of the horror, but the vaccine wears off. Immunity fades over time. After about 10 years, you're vulnerable again. And most people don't keep up with it. Tetanus is still killing over 50,000 people a year worldwide. Not because the bacteria is getting stronger, not because the vaccine stopped working, but because people don't have access to the vaccine. Or they forget. They think tetanus is a disease from the past, something that doesn't happen anymore. It does happen. It's happening right now. To people who thought they were fine, who thought a small cut didn't matter, who didn't realize that a rusty nail could trigger a nightmare their body can't escape. Because tetanus doesn't care if you're healthy, if you're young, if you're strong. It only cares if you're vaccinated. And if you're not, it will take a microscopic wound and turn it into weeks of agony. It will lock your jaw, seize your muscles, bend your spine, break your bones. It will make you suffocate over and over while you're fully conscious, fully aware, fully unable to stop it. And it will do all of this because you forgot to get a shot. That's what makes tetanus a horror movie disease. Not because it's rare, not because it's mysterious, but because it turns your own body into a weapon against you. And once it starts, there's no cure, no antidote, no way to stop the spasms, just sedation, paralysis, ventilation, and waiting. Waiting for your body to grow new neurons, waiting for the toxin to fade, waiting to see if you'll survive, all because of a wound you barely noticed, a nail you stepped on, a cut you ignored, a shot you forgot to get. That's the horror. Not that it's inevitable, but that it's completely preventable.